So today we're going to be making the famous Disney World smoked turkey legs. So this will be my first time trying this, so you'll be kind of going along with me. But started off with some Butterball lean all natural turkey drumsticks. Got it on sale, so that worked out pretty good. So you can see I got 4 legs for about $6, $6.50. So we're just going to do 4 today and hopefully turn out right. But the first thing we've got to do is we got to make our brine. All poultry, before I smoke, I always brine them, gives them that little extra juiciness. So let's get started with brining. So the first thing we're going to do, we've got 2 quarts in a 4-quart container. We're not going to use all of it, but 2 quarts just tends to be a good starting point with your water. So basically your brine, it's going to be a mixture of a little bit of spices, but it's a lot of salt and a little bit of sugar. So, within saying that, so I've got about a 1/4 cup sugar. I'm going to start off with the sugar because it takes a little bit to dissolve. Then I got about a good tablespoon of pepper. If you want to use fresh ground pepper, probably a little bit better. Then we're going to do about a 1/4 cup. Sorry, I take it back. And then we're going to do almost a full cup of sea salt. Now I use sea salt. If you're going to use regular salt, then you're probably going to use about a 1/2 cup. It tends to dissolve a little bit better and gets into the food quicker. So use a little bit less when you're using regular salt. All right. Got a sea salt. Then I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. So we're going to use about a tablespoon of that. Do all this one-handed. And this I'm just going to eyeball, to be honest. Yeah, you can't have too much cayenne. And then we're going to mix. The cayenne is going to give it a nice, disgusting orange color to it. Just going to make sure the bottom still got a lot of sugar there on the bottom. So we're going to wait for this to completely dissolve, and it's going to be time to put your turkey legs in it. All right, so now we got the brine is nice and mixed up. Everything is dissolved. We're going to make sure that when we do pour this in, because we're going to put these 4 legs in this 1-gallon bag, and then we're going to pour the brine into it. But we want to make sure, as we're doing it, if we can mix it, or we just need to make sure we mix it right before we put it in there, because some of that pepper and stuff will float to the top. And like I said, we're not going to use all of this. So you want to make sure you're getting at least the best parts of it in there as you're doing it. So I'm going to bag these up real quick. All right, so we got our turkey legs in our 1-gallon bag. We've got the brine is nice and mixed. I'm gonna have to do this off camera because I only have one hand, one's holding the camera. So off screen, all I'm gonna do is pour this into this bag, try to keep it stirred as we go. Well, I think that went fairly well. The bag is pretty full, as you can see. I used about 2 quarts, about 1 quart, half of the 2 quarts. Maybe a little bit more. That's all I needed, but you can see I got a good bit of that seasoning in there as well. Main thing is that salt, that sugar is the main thing that you want to draw that moisture or keep the moisture into your poultry. So I'm gonna zip this up. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator overnight. So the turkey legs have been brining for about 12 hours now. I brined them overnight. What I'm gonna do is I got a paper towel here, pretty long one underneath, on top of that pan that I had these in, and I'm gonna take them out. And what you want to do is you want to dab them dry. You want to try to get any excess moisture off of them, and then we're gonna rub it down with just some good barbecue seasoning. And yeah, choose any of them. That's gonna give it that nice tan, nice sweet outside. So let's go ahead and get that going. All right, we got our turkey legs out of the bag. We're into the pan. They're drying on the bottom, so we do is fold this over the top. We're just gonna dab them dry. Dab them dry, dab them dry. Make sure you try to get as much as you can off of there. And once you're done, yeah, look at that. It looks nice and dry. Once we do that, we're gonna actually take them out of the paper towels and then we're gonna rub them down. All right, we are working with the Pit Boss Pro Series I did get from Lowe's. This is the 820 square inch size, plenty big. Now what we're gonna do is, of course, we're gonna get it going at first. We're gonna set it to smoke. We're gonna get that thing going. And once this thing starts smoking real good, to hear that roaring sound, know we got some heat coming, we'll go ahead and close the lid. And I'm sure some of you are going to ask, want to know what pellets we're using. Today we are using the Smoking Brothers brand, and we have got the Pure Apple Hickory. So kind of two flavors in one there. Always go with a fruitier flavor with your poultry is what I've been told. So yeah, that's what we're using. I know you hear that sound. You know what that sound means. It's time to close it. All right, we're gonna let that heat build up. We're gonna set it 250. We're gonna slow cook these suckers. All right, I know some of you guys out there are also asking, well, what's your P setting at, Matt?
Well, I'm not messing with the P setting. My P setting is gonna be at the same that it was when I got it. I think it's at a 4 or a 5. I'm not sure. But we'll get into that stuff once we get a little bit better at this. But right now, it's just going to stay where it's at.
Yeah. Alright, so I have to admit, I did do a little bit of research while we're off. They actually didn't say to do it at 225, so I've reset it for 225. You can see we're at 235 now, so we're a little warm. It'll adjust, it'll do what it needs to do, but we're ready to put these suckers on. So let's get them on. I have to admit, that's one thing I do like about the Pro Series with the Pit Boss, is that it does have this front table here, which comes in handy. So we're just going to put these on. Oh, I don't want that to go in there. Yep, can't do anything about that. Just gonna kind of stagger them. All right, so they're on. Now we're gonna let them go for 4 hours. I'm gonna check on them at every hour. I might flip them, or I will flip them at least 2 hours. So time lapse. I'll see you in an hour. All right, here we are, 1 hour in. See what they look like. Ah, get a nice little smokiness. Starting to see a little caramelization there. All right, looking good. We're gonna leave them. We'll flip them in an hour. All right, it's been 2 hours. Let's see what we look like. Oh yeah. We're gonna go ahead and flip these. We're gonna finish up on the other side. Oh yeah, you can feel that outside crunch. Go. A little flip of the doodah. And we're gonna do 2 more hours. Well, there we are. It's been 2 hours later. I have flipped them over. Just wanted to get a good look at them. And look at the color on those things there. Ooh, Lord. So I'm going to take a temperature inside of one. I want to make sure we're getting up at least to that 175. We're up to 181. We are good to go. I'm going to take these things off the grill and enjoy.